here's what happened during the morning session, which I slept through. First candle, the New York Open. We got a price action wick signal, but the dang candle's red from the Heiken Ashi. I'll show you all the settings in a little bit in case you missed the settings in a previous video. Next candle, we got an ADX dot. Between these two candles, delta is about even. We went down a little bit, we went up a little bit, nothing major. We're still below VWAP, below the 20. These are yellow slowdown candles from the Heiken Ashi, which means slow down. Think about what you're doing before you get into a trade. Next candle, we start to go above VWAP, but we've got this key level in the way. This is a previous day point of control. This blue dashed line. Obviously the 15-minute high was not formed yet, but the blue dashed line is a previous day point of control, which is part of the MMT key levels, displaying all these lovely key levels on the right hand side. We get a rejection right off of that level, close back below VWAP, still no major delta coming in. This candle, very nice full bodied candle to the downside, bunch of strong delta. We get a little bit of a pullback, then just start ripping lower. More strong delta starts coming in. If we took a break of the low, this first full bodied candle, we've got 9 or 10 points of room down to the next key level, which was the current day open. This 15-minute center had not formed yet. And then we've got an overnight gap. This is the current day open. This is yesterday's close. Come down and fill the gap. We start wicking off of yesterday's close, and we drop down to yesterday's low. We're starting to get some ADX dots piling in. Delta is drying up. All this negative delta is getting less and less. Starting to turn positive now. The Heiken Ashi candles go into slowdown mode. Another ADX dot. When we break and close above yesterday's close, got a lot of strong delta coming in. And we push up 25 points up to the center of the 15-minute opening range, which had formed by then. Get a little hold up there. But once we close above the center of the 15-minute opening range, then my bias is turning to the long side. Got the Heiken Ashi candles green in full wickless mode. More strong delta coming in. We push back up to VWAP. Get a nice close above VWAP. Got London Open in the way, but once we break above that, more strong delta coming in. We push back up to this previous day point of control and the 15-minute high. We test the 15-minute high, make it up to the 250 SMA. And we just kind of bounce back and forth between the 250 SMA and the high of the 15-minute range. When we finally get a close above the 250, we do make it up to the pivot point, R1. But as we're coming up and making new highs, you see delta's kind of waning. All this positive delta is just disappearing. There's more negative delta coming in. We're starting to get some ADX dots to the downside. Here we get a close below the 20 SMA. Red Heiken Ashi candles, a bunch of strong delta. We pull back to VWAP. Still got the strong delta coming in. Nice close below VWAP. We start pushing below the pivot. More strong delta coming in. Make it down to the next key level, center of the 15-minute opening range. As this is happening, we're getting a couple of price action, big wick signals. 15-minute center holds. Going to bounce between there and the pivot point. Get a close below the 15-minute center with an ADX dot. Some decent sized delta. And we make it back to yesterday's close and yesterday's point of control. Bounce right off of yesterday's point of control. Back up to the 20. And that's after 10:30. That's when I'm done. If I actually get up to trade, which I have not been getting up to trade the early morning session for a couple weeks now, besides every once in a while. Been kind of digging just trading the off hours, but looking at this price action makes me want to start getting up in the early morning again. Got some nice moves today. So for the settings, on the MMT Heiken Ashi, I've got the Heiken Ashi trend turned off. Heiken Ashi core is on, the default settings. Heiken Ashi wickless is on with the default settings. I've just got the candles activated, not the outline. Heiken Ashi slowdown, default settings, but I've got both conditions turned on. Got the candles and the outline activated. And for the custom input, this is not the default settings. Got the EMA as my custom input series, and the EMA period is a 3. The MMT price action, I didn't even know I had the boner candles on. Got the wicks on. Wick size of 36. Got the Bollinger Wicks filter on. The Bollinger is set at a standard deviation of 3 and a period of 30. The ultimate delta is my usual 1-minute settings, 100, 200, and 300. For the ADX dots, I've got all of the trend and reversal categories turned off except for the trend flow. The trend flow is on, strength of 5, directional filter is on, SMA filter is off. Then I've got the signal dots activated, not the candles. In my input series is the ADX with a period of 50. Got a second instance of the MMT trend and reversal. On this instance of the trend and reversal, all I have activated is the reversals. Look back period of 6, overbought 60, oversold 40. Input, RSI with the default settings. So these are RSI reversals. So these red arrows, this green arrow, those are the RSI reversals. These white diamonds, those are the wick signals from the price action. These gold dots, these are the ADX dots. And the candles are being printed by the MMT Heiken Ashi. And then I've got the MMT key levels with the default settings. I did put a new version of the key levels indicator into the WAP user area that has all these newer default settings. I think I did that about a month ago. So if you want to have the newest version where these default settings load automatically, just go into your WAP user area and download the latest version of the key levels. You'll see a date right by the file so you can tell when the file was uploaded. That way you'll know if you have the latest version or not. I didn't change anything about the indicator except for the default settings. However, I do have a bunch of updates coming to several indicators, as well as a few new indicators coming out. All hopefully in January if I can get my coder to finish them all. So far they took a break for the entire holiday season, so I haven't got anything done during the holidays. We'll see what I can accomplish in January. Meanwhile, over on my super simple 5-minute chart, I've just got VWAP, the 20 SMA, and then I've got the MMT XXX, painting the candle colors and the backgrounds. And I've got the MMT Ultimate Delta in cumulative mode. You can see today just taking the color changes, waiting for confirmation, taking the change of the colors would have been a great strategy. Here's 8:55 a.m., nice down move. 9:55 an hour later, wait for confirmation after the background turns green, nice little pop up. Red, wait for the break lower after this first signal candle there. Nice little down move, and it's a 40-point drop after the break lower. Plenty of room to get a scalp in. Turn green, take a break higher. Turn red, take a break lower. Turn green, take a break higher. Turns red at 3 p.m., but we do not get a break lower, so no trade there. Turns green, take a break higher. And that's the end of the day on a 5-minute chart. I've gone over all the settings for this in another video, but I can just show you real quick. It's the MMT XXX in single moving average confirmation mode. I've got the bars and the background enabled. The dots are off. The sphincterometer is on with the default settings. Only thing I have activated is the relaxed candles. I've got 2 instances of the XXX. One with the default settings, 14, 8, and 3. And another one with the settings of 9, 6, and 3 for the 3 different moving averages. For the ultimate delta, I've got my standard NQ 5-minute settings of 300, 600, and 900. You can see I've got it in cumulative mode here. So that's giving the session cumulative delta, but you're still able to see the per bar strength. And then that resets every session. You can see right here. This is just the standard built-in volume up and down indicator built in with the NinjaTrader 8. If you're interested in grabbing any of these indicators, there are links in the description to the MMT line of indicators. And if you follow the link in the description, there's a lot more info on all the different indicators, including videos that show you what they're all about. There's also YouTube playlists for each indicator that shows you how I'm using them in my day-to-day trading. and lots of different ideas for settings. Hope everyone's having a great start to the new year, even though it doesn't really start until spring. Appreciate you taking the time to tune in. It's the last day of the Apex 90% off sale. However, Take Profit Trader and Tradeify have good sales going on too. And I think NINZA Indicators is still having a crazy sale. Using code MonkeyMan at any of those fine establishments gets you the best price possible. And anytime you use that code, you are helping to support the work that I do on this channel, and it is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching. Best of luck in your trading. Have a great day.